Today I took a bus from Boon Lay Interchange, bus 178, and the bus brought me to Woodlands near the Woodlands checkpoint. So I alighted at the Woodlands Center Road, and now I'm walking on a path beside the Woodlands checkpoint. I continue my way along the PCN, and I'm near to block 33 of Marsiling Drive. So I continue my journey along the PCN just beside the Woodlands checkpoint, passing block 34 of Woodlands Drive, Marsiling Drive, sorry. Block 34 Marsiling Drive. And I'm walking near the side of the Woodlands checkpoint. So here on my left you can see the tall buildings, the Woodlands checkpoint, where every visitor from Johor coming to Singapore has to pass through this place, stamp your passport before you cross over to Singapore. Right in front of me is a lady cyclist buying a lot of flowers for Chinese New Year. A lot of palm trees. So on my left is the Woodlands checkpoint, a very big area, at least the size of 10 football fields. On my right you can see some very beautiful flowers, trees with very nice flowers. Yellow flowers you can see from here. This is a Xanthostemon family. So here is a tree with very beautiful yellow flowers. Very nice yellow flowers. This is the Xanthostemon chrysanthus. And the botanical name is Xanthostemon chrysanthus. So I will continue my walk along the PCN. In front of me I can see many big water pipes and a lot of swallows flying around the place at this time of the day. But it's just early morning, 9:15, so the weather is quite cooling. And I passed by a children's playground and some ladies doing the exercise here. Now I'm walking down this park connector, and this will lead me to the Woodlands Waterfront. The Woodlands Waterfront Park is very big. It stretches about 1 over kilometers along the seafront. And now at block 214 Marsiling Drive. I'm now at the part where on my right you can see the thick forest. I'm still on the PCN and I'm coming towards Admiralty Rd West. Now, Admiralty Rd West during the pre-COVID days was a very busy road. Every morning when I passed here, I could see thousands and thousands of motorcyclists. Now these were the workers from Johor Bahru coming to Singapore to do their daily jobs, and they commute in and out every day. But now because of the COVID situation, Admiralty Rd West becomes very quiet in the morning. This is quite shocking. And this place is now as quiet as a cemetery. You don't see a single motorcyclist around here. But on the causeway, I could see some lorries slowly inching their way towards the customs checkpoint. So very surprising, this road is now so quiet. When during the pre-COVID days, it was so busy, thousands of motorcyclists coming here every day. I'm now at Admiralty Rd West, and on the opposite side, you can see the tall buildings, the skyscrapers of Johor Bahru. And Looking in front, I could see the Straits of Johor separating Woodlands from the Johor Bahru. The signboard here says Marsiling Park Connector. So on my right there's a thick forest. You can see birds flying, hovering around this area. And then on my left is the Woodlands Waterfront Park. Next to it the Straits of Johor, and over there the tall buildings of Johor Bahru. I can see the causeway from here. A lot of lorries inching their way to the Woodlands checkpoint. So at this time of the day, 9:30 in the morning, it's very quiet. I don't see any people, no motorcyclists, and I could hear only the noise of insects. So here is Woodlands Waterfront Park next to the Straits of Johor, and on the other side you can see all the tall buildings, because Johor Bahru is a very densely populated area. Johor Bahru is one of the biggest towns in southern part of Malaysia. You can see the Straits of Johor is very narrow. Actually, good swimmers can just swim across and reach the other side. I'm walking along this narrow path that leads to the jungle, and here I could see some small little red seeds from the saga tree. A lot of vegetation on both sides, and it's very cooling at this time of the day. The path is very narrow. Not many people come along this path here, so at this time of the day it's very quiet. I come next to a patch of vegetable farm. I can see the papaya tree. Somebody has come here to plant some papayas, sugar cane, and this of course is state land. So the person who came here to plant all this must be using the state land without permission. Right in front I can see the banana trees. A lot of banana trees around here. Very quiet place. You can see some pandan leaves, a chair umbrella, some pails of water, a lot of papaya trees around here. And next you can see the jackfruit tree with a lot of jackfruits. There are some guava trees, and there's also a small stream here where the farmer comes to collect the water to water his vegetables. Now this road is very muddy during the rainy season. You can see it's very muddy here. So a very interesting place. One of the residents around here must have come here to occupy the land and turn this part of the jungle into a small little farm. I'm not sure whether he has the permission to do so, but this is definitely state land, and the person who came here to plant would probably be an illegal farmer. Here the NParks has erected a metal barrier at the drain to prevent the dead leaves flowing into the canal and the sea. So this is a very quiet place. On my right the thick forest, on my left the Straits of Johor, and across you can see the skyscrapers. Johor Bahru is just a short distance away, so if you are a powerful swimmer you can swim across probably in 20 minutes or half an hour. still along Admiralty Rd West. I can see a motorcyclist, an old couple walking along the park connector, and beyond that you can see the forest. A very long pier built by NParks, where people go there to do their fishing, and at the end of the pier there's a small restaurant that opens only in the evening. The notice here says no feeding of monkeys, fine up to $5,000. If you are caught by the NParks officer, it can be fined for feeding the monkeys. So please do not bring your bananas here, because feeding of monkeys is an offense. So in Singapore it's illegal to feed pigeons, monkeys, so please do not feed the wild animals. They're supposed to go to the forest to look for their food. Here you can see the river. The water is coming in, so very soon, in maybe in an hour's time, it will be high tide over here. We'll continue walking along the PCN. I'm near the Woodlands Waterfront. Here it says Woodlands Waterfront Park, next to the Straits of Johor. In this part it says no fishing here. The car park is rather small. You can park probably about 50 cars around here. And right in front I could see a rain shelter that provides shelter in case there's a rainstorm. Woodlands Waterfront Park is quite big, maybe the size of 10 football fields, and at this hour I could see some visitors coming here to do their morning exercise. There are also some wooden benches provided for those who are tired. They are able to take a rest at the wooden bench over here. So you can see the stone bench, and then beyond that the pier, where the residents who stay around here come here early in the morning and the evening to do some fishing. And we are I'm now next to the Straits of Johor. The pier is ahead. You can see some orange flowers. And I'm walking towards the next part of the park. There are some trees here, but they are not very tall, so they do not provide much shade. In the distance I could hear the sound of the grass cutting machine. And this is the next part near the entrance of the Woodlands Waterfront Park. So this is the entrance of the Woodlands Waterfront. You can see the creepers growing on the pillars here. Some signboards that say Woodlands Waterfront Park. And then there are some notices that say low flying aircraft nearby. No flying of unmanned aircraft, drones, no kite flying, no directing of lasers at aircraft. So all these are prohibited. And this tree has some very interesting buds. They hang down in a bunch. Alright, and this part here is for people to sit and to rest. You can see the entrance here, and next to it is the car park. So it says here no feeding of monkeys, so visitors are advised not to feed the monkeys. So you can see the Woodlands Waterfront, Admiralty Rd West on my left, and then Admiralty Road on my right. So I'm walking towards the right, Admiralty Road. Here you can see some Eulalia plants with the yellow flowers, very beautiful yellow flowers. At Admiralty Road, on my right is a thick forest, on the left the main road. And next to me is the small drain that carries the rainwater away. This is a very thick forest. There's a path going into the forest here. I do not know where it leads, but on the left there is a river. So I'm following this jungle path here. It's a very small, narrow path. Very quiet at this time of the day. I'm right in the middle of the forest. I'm in the midst of the forest, and here you can see a small river with some water. Now the forest here is very thick. A lot of ants and mosquitoes, some old discarded bottles lying around. Here I'm in the midst of the forest, some fallen tree trunks, and a lot of fungus, mushrooms around this place. I could hear only the sound of birds, nothing else. So that was a very thick forest and a river that flows through the forest. And now on the path here, in front of me I can see the bus park where all the lorries and buses are parked together. Here's a very big monsoon drain. I'm walking towards Marsiling Crescent, and I'll turn right, and if I go up Marsiling Crescent, I'll come to the HDB flats and the shops. There's a restaurant there selling Malay food, so probably I'll stop at the restaurant to have my meal and take a drink. It's very tiring after walking such a long distance. So here you can see a thick forest. In front of me there's a spider web, a big spider. Now this place is quiet in the morning. I don't see any people, only the birds flying around here. And the buses are all parked on the left in the huge car park. Some of the lorries and vans are parked along the main road. And here you can see the tree roots growing into the footpath. It's a huge tree, and very soon the roots will crack the path here, and the cement and path will give way to the strength of the tree roots. Those trees are very, very powerful. The roots can crack a building, even a concrete pavement. So we have to contend with the forces of nature. If a house is abandoned for some time, the vegetation will soon take over. I'm still on Marsiling Crescent. On my right is a thick forest, and here there are some tall trees. Somebody has left behind a chair, and also a lady goddess. Next I come to some pea flowers, the purple pea flowers. And right in front I can see the heliconia, yellow and red heliconias. And someone has erected a shrine over here. some chairs here behind, some gods and goddesses, and there's even an Indian god here, the elephant god. The words are in Chinese. Wu Fang Wu Tu Long. Then you can see some statues of Buddha. Somebody came here to burn some door sticks. So this place is just beside the main road. A lot of statues. Very interesting place. Many statues around here. Next to the big tree. Now I suppose this piece of land belongs either to NParks or the LTA. But this person has erected a sign here on state land. So if NParks or LTA were to own the land, possibly they have the right to evict this person. The sky is getting darker, the dark clouds are forming. So I'm walking towards the HDB flats and get some shelter before the rain comes. You see rows of buses parked around here. Here I come across another tree with very nice yellow flowers. Medical student chrysanthus. It's called the Festival Chrysanthus. And in front I can see the Yasin Kampung seafood.